Sweet and spicy, sweet and spicy. It's good. Totally a favorite combination. Highly recommend, of course. Take yourself to your favorite coffee shop, or if you haven't been to one in a while, order yourself a latte and a burrito, or maybe sneak in a bourbon barrel-aged stout and enjoy this pairing as the sweet and spicy complement and contrast each other at the same time. Never one more taking center stage than the other. I think it's delightful.
Alright guys, you know we're at an Airbnb, so we brought breakfast burritos with us, little frozen yum-yums out of Longmont. There's no oven. Liz doesn't like soggy tortillas, so we bust out the toaster oven, but we can't cook them frozen per the instructions on the packet. There is nothing to add in there, and we didn't really want to set it like directly on the little racks, so we found some tin foil. Drizzle it with a little bit of oil so they don't stick. And I'm just gonna smear it. Oh, I lost my angle there, sorry. We're just gonna smear it around with the paper towel and call it a day, because that's what we got. And then we're gonna toast some of the bees up for brekkie. Okay, we made it in a nice little folded up container. And now we're gonna put it in that sucker. Toasting! And today's pairing is gonna be with Vanilla Villain from the Bruery, a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout with vanilla beans. This is a really good burrito.
More cheese than I thought it would be, which I appreciate. And this one in particular, like, wow, the vanilla like super pops after the bite.
But also, I think because of the thickness of the beer, it like immediately dilutes the spice.
Oh yeah,
It's gone.
yeah,
Usually carbonation like makes it spicier.
yeah. But it's so lightly carbonated, right? Like it almost makes the spice. It kind of gets its final dance and then washes away.
Yeah. You get the old sweet spice, and then it's like by the time you finish the drinks, it's gone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, being a lover of spice, I would totally. Ooh, like I was gonna say smoky right off the gate, like that older hot sauce serrano.
Ooh, the serrano would be good. We've had some smoky salsas too.
Salsa would just create more texture in there. I wouldn't mind a little bit more texture in the burrito with some fresh peppers. A little more crunch outside of just the tortilla.
I agree. The baking it was definitely going to go though.
This is awesome. So happy right now.
Alright, so overall, this meal was incredible together.
Do you recommend?
The sweet and the spicy were great together. The spice from the hatch chilies and the thickness of the beer completely washed away the spice really quickly. But like as you were drinking it, you got that sweet and spicy, amazing combo. So that was great together. Then the extra vanilla just makes it very brunchy. You're getting again those sweet and savory together. We're gonna try something a little bit new, and we're gonna do a rating scale on all the senses. We talk about all the senses all the time.
1 to 5.
1 to 5. So visually, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, fair. The beer is beautiful.
5 is high.
5 is high, yeah. It is a take-home freezer burrito. So
From
Longmont
Burrito Kitchens from Longmont.
There you go. Thank you.
These are really good.
They're really good. Visually, nothing to write home about.
But as you don't get in a packaged burrito.
Yeah, fair. So for me, I think the beer is really beautiful. I like that you said it too. I think we can just collectively go with that. that.
Go with the 2?
I'm good with the 2.
Yeah, we talked about how to have really popped this if we weren't in an Airbnb and had no other things available except for the frozen food we brought.
We're also in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Yeah, we're also in the middle of the woods. We're trying to be distraction free. It's like putting like a red salsa, some fresh, like even if it was like a pico and the fresh cilantro, and maybe some sprouts with it. Like those bright reds and greens against the white and the dark would have been beautiful together and would have popped the whole thing. Even putting it down daisy because it would have made this more tan, the whiteness, like
that golden
aesthetically, like it would have brought this whole meal together. So there's definitely ways you can class this up, and it would be incredible together. You talked about a little smoke, maybe a little like pepper jelly. There's multiple things you can play around with on here, but
for time's sake,
that's where we're at.
Yeah, I feel like
that was like our biggest one. I feel like
fair. Smell wise,
beer smells fantastic.
Oh my god, that's a 5 out of 5 for sure for me.
Yeah.
I digress. I'm gonna go 4 because I like a bitter. I'm not saying this needs to be bitter. That's just my preference.
I think the burrito smells great, but again, because we're missing the cilantro and the fresh tomatoes and the fresh veggie aspect, I'll give it like a 3.
Yeah. I'd even dial it back a little further. It's a great burrito. I'm not saying don't get this burrito. I think it's delicious, but I think it lacks visual presentation. I think it lacks aroma. We all know like 75% of what you taste is aroma. So for me, like I'm getting the big, like I'm getting the spice, I'm getting the cheese, but it could have been more.
Yeah, it's just hard to do in the frozen burrito, right? Versus like how you can church it up.
2,
so
2,
I went 3. I went 3 on it. I think the beer smells good enough, and I like the spicy and sweet smell together.
Fair enough. All right, so taste. I'm gonna give it 5.
We're going 5. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I think the things we talked about adding would really elevate it more. Like I want that cilantro bite in there to really elevate this burrito up, and the tomatoes and the extra crunch texture. So to me, that's gonna like pop it up to a 5 for me. But in general, it's absolutely fantastic together. Would 100% recommend
burrito
if you're brunching.
And beer for brunching.
Yeah, like a big sweet stout. So flavor-wise, I'll give it a 4. You give it a 5.
Especially with the spice.
Yeah, the spice.
The crackeriness, which I think is a good segue into
texture.
The mouthfeel, the texture, the touch, right? You get that crackery dryness with the tortilla, and then you've got kind of the smooth feel of the cheese and the potato and the eggs inside. And again, just this really slight carbonation with the bourbon barrel aged stout. I'm gonna go 3 to 4 on that one.
Okay. I would say we talked about the beer being more carbonated than expected. I think if it was more syrupy, it wouldn't pop as well, because I do think the bubbles from the beer are really elevating kind of the dryness and the crispy and the mushier of all the flavors in.
I like that.
The bubbles are giving us that pop that we want from the fresh veggies that we want to add to it.
Choose that.
So
4.
I'd give it a 4 because I do think they like are complementing each other well.
Also, if they're a little too motor-rolly, I feel like it just takes away everything. Unless that's what you're out for, right? Then
some people, like Kevin loves those.
I don't not like those, but it takes away. It takes away from the complimentary, right?
Yep.
It's too much of a black canvas, right?
Yep.
You don't.
Wow.
You have to have that. I feel like there's that balance of complimentary, contrasting, and cutting, right? Like if it's too motor-rolly, then you're just like
those would probably do well with a salad if it didn't just totally overpower the flavor. But now you're getting the crisp bread of the salad and kind of chilling that down. Where right now, because this is already a bit more mushy, warm, diluted, we want the bubbles to help elevate it.
And for the record, like I am warm from this 15.7% beer. You know, and we had a proper like 4 to 5 ounce pour to start us out. You know, I got about an ounce-ish in there, and I'm like, okay, like ready to go. Like it's right there.
Yep.
Amazing beer.
Sound.
Yeah, gotta end on our senses here. I mean, once you pour the bottle at the beginning, you go back to that. There is that light carbonated fizz that you can hear is very subtle. Love that.
The crisp, the crunch.
Yeah, the crisp.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Hear that.
Yeah. Has a nice crunch. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
So go 3.
Just like with the 3. I love how crispy this got. The baking was the right choice.
Chef Boyard Chelsea over here.
I have been rocking our frozen meals and prepackaged meals this trip.
Yeah.
That's what we got. Overall, would recommend. Nice little spicy breakfast burrito with a dark imperial stout kind of beer. Ideally a little bit more sweet. Could throw a bit more coffee, so you're kind of getting that coffee flavor, roasty bite to it. But would recommend churching it up a little bit with some fresh veggies, some cilantro, maybe some sprouts, something that is going to help make this a little bit brighter versus it's heavier, which is totally fine. It's just like, that's kind of what I think of frozen burritos for. But if you want to brighten it up, that would totally brighten up this
It'd be a great camping meal too.
I'm into it. So I'm going to buggy and I'm going to keep eating the shit out of this because it's delicious.
Alright. Recommend. Would do.
Brunch time!